Mexico is not the only country to have been hit by a powerful earthquake in recent days. Places dotted around the so-called Pacific Ring of Fire have been rocked by a series of strong quakes in recent days, fortunately none as deadly as the one in Mexico. For more about the sharp uptick in seismic activity around the ring, here's Park Ji-won.
In recent days, a series of powerful earthquakes have hit countries situated along the so-called Ring of Fire, regions surrounding the Pacific Ocean that are prone to quakes and volcanic eruptions. In Taiwan, a magnitude 5.7 earthquake struck the east of the island nation late Wednesday. Although no casualties or damages have reported, the country's Central Weather Bureau said aftershocks of intensity 4 and 5 magnitude were detected. In Japan, a 6.1 magnitude earthquake struck off the east coast of the country. According to the U.S. Geological Survey's website, the quake hit before the crack of dawn on Thursday, some 320 kilometers east of Fukushima, where a massive earthquake and tsunami led to the Fukushima nuclear disaster in 2011. New Zealand, another country in the Ring of Fire, was hit by a 6.1 magnitude undersea quake on Wednesday afternoon, rattling the southwest of the country. A magnitude 6.4 quake struck Vanuatu's fourth largest island, Erromango, in the Pacific Ocean on Thursday. It struck the center of the island at around 7 in the morning. The so-called Ring of Fire stretches over some 40,000 kilometers along the boundaries of the Pacific Plate and the smaller plates that line the edges of the Pacific Ocean. Earthquakes happen as the plates grind up against each other and produce friction. Park Ji-won, Arirang News.
Good evening. Travellers to Bali are on alert tonight with a volcano threatening to erupt and derail trips during school holidays. The exclusion zone around Mount Agung has doubled, with fears it could blow within a fortnight and cause flight chaos.
Tearing up the side of Mount Agung today, a bushfire that could be seen for kilometres. Locals believe it was sparked by hot ash already shooting 50 metres from the volcano's core, located just 70 kilometres from Kuta. Here, the head of the monitoring station declares the alert level has been raised from 2 to 3, just one notch from the highest. Under Indonesia's warning system, it means if the unrest continues, eruption is possible within a fortnight, just in time for school holidays.
As long as we get there, we don't care if we never come back.
We've got travel insurance for a start, so that's comforting to know.
Others taking extra precautions.
We have packed extra formula and extra baby stuff and stuff for her just in case.
Last night, a 3.1 magnitude earthquake caused by the volcano saw some locals panic and flee. The exclusion zone has been expanded. Residents and tourists told to stay at least 7.5 kilometres from the popular trekking mountain.
Charging everything we can possibly charge, filling up water, disconnecting the water tanks so ash doesn't get in our water supply.
An active volcano erupted without warning.
It hasn't rumbled this much since it erupted in 1963, killing more than 1,000 people.
There is no guarantee that there will be eruption, but at the moment the conditions are that there could be a volcanic eruption within 2 weeks from now.
Already insurer OneCover is refusing to cover losses if a policy was purchased after Saturday, saying travellers would have been aware of a possible volcanic ash cloud.
Most insurers haven't declared this as an event yet, and that means that you can still be covered if you're planning to go to Bali now, but you really want to take action on that if you haven't got your insurance covered already.
magnitude 6.3 earthquake destroyed sections of Christchurch, New Zealand. More than 100 people died. 1 year before that, an 8.8 trembler struck Chile. More than 500 died. Today's massive earthquake off the coast of Japan registered a massive 8.9. Though separated by thousands of miles, each of these quakes occurred on the Ring of Fire, a 25,000-mile line along the Pacific Rim that is the most geologically active place on the planet, with more than 450 volcanoes. Most of the world's earthquakes occur along this line. The culprit, the Pacific Plate. The floor beneath the ocean is constantly shifting.
It's a very large system. And second, it's moving pretty fast. The Pacific Plate is moving under Japan at about 10 centimeters a year.
Right.
Which is a pretty high rate.
Trillions of tons of earth moving 4 inches a year is a lot. An irresistible force meeting an unmovable object.
And you do that for 100 years, you're talking about a big amount that you got to
compensate
snap
for.
Back. And when it pops back, it produces the earthquake and the tsunami because it's doing it under the ocean.
Japan's level of seismic activity is about 10 times that of California. The country has spent billions trying to make itself earthquake-proof. Today's video showed buildings in Shinjuku swaying but not collapsing. The U.S. has started to install shock absorbers under buildings as well, but has some catching up to do.
Nobody's ever prepared for this kind of earthquake, but compared to Japan, probably we're not nearly as prepared as Japan.
Scientists say Alaska and the Pacific Northwest are the most vulnerable to an earthquake comparable to the one that struck Japan today. Along the Ring of Fire, it's only a matter of time.
Yang seperti yaitu letusan bom atom itu yang itu tinggi sekali dari puncak Gunung Agung yang dulunya simetris begitu, puncak keluarlah berwarna keabu-abuan yang besar. Kita belum juga tahu apa itu yang akan terjadi. Ya, sebelumnya itu ya. Dengan adanya ini, makanya kejadian itulah eksplosif terjadi, kemudian baru menimbulkan satu Gunung Agung udah meletus dan di Besakih itu tiap hari ada hujan batu, hujan kerikil itu biasa. Dan hujan abu itu sampai kemari. Seluruh Bali itu.
Volcanologists have been observing the accumulative volcanic earthquakes around Mount Agung in Bali. And what they have found is a steady increase of such activities. On the 29th of September alone, they found 700 earthquakes around this area. But what better represents the probability of an eruption here is rather the magnitudes of such earthquakes.
So the calculated magnitudes have continued to increase over time, and the maximum magnitude of volcanic earthquakes that we've recorded was in 27th of September with a magnitude of 4.3, and that's quite huge. More than 700 earthquakes per day are already very high. At some volcanoes you don't need that amount of earthquakes to erupt. And what we are worried about is that if this transient earthquakes becoming more and more frequent, and then it creates volcanic tremors, and at that moment an eruption is imminent. Yeah.
Yang mungkin saat ini kita belum tahu apa kehendak beliau, apa yang akan beliau berikan kepada kita, pada umatnya, dan kita hanya bisa berdoa supaya kuat untuk menghadapi apa yang beliau kehendaki.